What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny. In today's video, we're going to be going over the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning this weekend's fight in Doncaster, England between Maxi Hughes and Archie Sharp.
Why George Warren, sitting now in the middle of the first row on the opposite side, looks so worried. I don't think he could quite believe it. But this time, and we know Archie's got
Guys, before I continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. If you haven't already, could you please remember to hit subscribe? Could you also like this video? Also, go down to the bottom of your screen, find the bell notification button, hit that so you can be notified every time I put something out that's new. Let's get into this. All right, guys, welcome to another busy week of boxing. We have cards all around the world: Japan, Mexico, the US. There's a card in Scotland. This fight takes us to Doncaster, England. It's the co-main event on the Harper Zimmermann card between two tough Brits, the gritty perennial contender Maxi Hughes. We've seen him on an international stage multiple times. He's testing his mettle, putting his name once again on the list of world title contenders. He hopes with an impressive performance over the one-loss Brit, Archie Sharp, he will do just that. Stylistically, this is an orthodox versus southpaw matchup. It's going to be a classic case of where each fighter is in their career. Maxi Hughes is a guy with a handful of losses, but still believes he's one of the best in the world at 135 pounds. Sharp is a guy we last saw at 130 pounds, went down, lost. Things didn't go too well for him. He's popping back up with another great opportunity to prove to the boxing world that he belongs at the top. His name has been paired recently with the likes of Shakur Stevenson. So who knows, with a great victory over a tough Maxi Hughes, anything can happen. In this video, we're going to break down both guys' careers. We're going to talk about how each man goes about their business. Also, stay tuned to the end of the video. I'll be giving you my prediction. We're going to go over those Las Vegas odds. We're going to tell you how to make the most of your money. Right now, I want to remind everybody what's at stake this weekend in Doncaster, England. Guys, boxing veteran Maxi Hughes has seen it all during his 37-fight, 15-year pro career. But it's not often that he's climbed into the ring to face an opponent who's a self-proclaimed fan of his. Hughes, 35, takes on Archie Sharp, 30, at Doncaster Rovers ground on May 23rd, a rival who's kept an eye on him since the days he became the IBO lightweight champion. Doncaster's Hughes successfully defended the world title twice, including a win over Sheffield's Kid Galahad before losing his crown in July of 2023. Hughes hopes to get back on the title trail, but needs to beat London-based Sharp this month to ensure that. The away fighter seems remarkably chilled about his visit to South Yorkshire on the Terri Harper vs. Natalie Zimmermann WBO World Lightweight undercard. And I quote, "I'm looking forward to going behind enemy lines. I'm really excited about that. It's a great fight, and it's one I know I can win. And looking good doing so," said Sharp. "It's a big fight. I need fights like this to bring out the best in me." Hughes has told interviewers he's a better boxer than me in all areas. That's great. I love that. We will put that theory to the test very soon in front of his home city fans, and we will see how it stands up, he said. "I believe I'm better than him in all areas, and I'll show that on that night. Maxi's a great fighter, and I'm definitely a fan of his, especially on the run that he's been on. But that run is going to stop now. It's my time," end quote. Archie Sharp, whose last fight was for the WBC International Super Featherweight title, has gone up in weight for the Hughes fight on a show promoted by Sheffield's GBM Sports. The WBC Silver Lightweight title on the line here, that comes with a world title shot for the winner, he said. "That's a huge motivation for me. My name is Shakur Stevenson, WBC World Lightweight Champion who beat Doncaster's Josh Padley in February, have been linked for a long time. So I go out and beat Maxi, and then we pick up where things left off between me and Shakur for the full title. I think myself and Maxi will be a real art of boxing match, hit and not get hit. And I just believe I do it better than Maxi. He's very good at it, but I'm better. Going into his backyard and beating him at his own game will put me on the map and show that I belong at the world level." All right, guys. Archie Sharp feels with one loss with his resume at 30 years old, this is his time to show the world he belongs. It's a proving ground fight for him. He's one of these guys who hasn't had the big opportunities yet, who hasn't been put on these big cards. But serving as the co-main on a world title fight between the ladies will do just that, especially when we know Maxi Hughes. We've seen him fight on the world stage multiple times. He's a long seasoned veteran. A lot of you guys say that he beat George Kambosos Jr. A lot of fight fans believe that. I scored the fight. How'd you score? Right now, guys, in the comment section below, did Maxi Hughes beat George? Or was it rightfully decided to give the win to Kambosos Jr.? Because I'm hearing robbery still all these years afterwards. Also, We saw him against William Zepeda. Zepeda is a tough task for anybody, and he fell short in that fight. Maxi Hughes is a tough southpaw. He's a pressure forward fighter. He's aggressive. He's really fun to watch. And you know, even though Sharp feels he has a point to prove, Maxi Hughes has been proving points his entire career, and he still wants a shot at a full world title. Right now, I want to take a closer look at Archie Sharp's career and see what he's been up to. Guys, Archie Sharp is 25-1 with 9 knockouts out of 2,503 lightweights in the world. He's ranked number 78. He's fought a career total of 165 pro rounds, and he carries into the ring a 36% career knockout to win ratio. His adoring fans know him as the sharpshooter, and the 30-year-old Brit's an orthodox fighter standing at 5'9". He resides in London, United Kingdom. We last saw him fight Ryan Gardner, 15-0, lost a decision in the 10th. Arce, 17-14, won a points decision in the 8th. Julio, 16-9, won a points decision in the 8th. Perrin, 16-7, won a unanimous decision in the 10th. Guys, just go to BoxRec right now. He has a good record. Look at his opponents. At this stage of the game, at the world-class level, it really comes down to what have you done, how have you fared against that opposition, and are you ready for this opportunity? A lot of his fans are going to say yes. Archie Sharp is a confident fighter. Like I said, his only loss was when he moved down to 130. He's popping back up at 35, and he feels he's going to have much more success. He also feels with his style, he has what it takes to beat Hughes. He even said it himself. He watched Hughes' come up. He said he's been a fan of Hughes, but it's Archie Sharp's time to shine. Right now, let's take a look at his opponent. Guys, Hughes is 28-7-2. He has 6 knockouts out of 2,503 lightweights in the world. He's ranked number 28. He's fought a career total of 263 pro rounds, and he carries in the ring a 22% career knockout to win ratio. His adoring fans know him as Maximus, and the 35-year-old Brit is a southpaw residing from Rossington, Yorkshire, United Kingdom. We last saw him fight Gary Cully, 18-1 UD in the 10th. Antonis, 7-2, stopped him in the 6th. He then suffered back-to-back losses, one to Zepeda, who was 29-0. He got stopped in the 4th. One to George, who was 20-2. He lost a majority decision in the 12th. And then he beat Kid Galahad, who was 28-2, majority decision in the 12th. Yeah, the resume speaks for itself with Maxi Hughes. He's not only respected in the UK, he's a respected world-level fighter. Maxi Hughes is a dog. This kid is fun to watch. He's a good boxer all around. He doesn't have one-punch knockout power, but with his fight style, he's still exciting. He's going to be in your face the entire time. And like I said, with fights against Kambosos Jr., William Zepeda, he's going to know how to fight in there. He's going to know how to survive. It's not like Sharp is going to show him anything that he hasn't seen. So his fans are really confident in the fact that he's going to get through Sharp and once again put his name on the list of fighting for a world title. When I look at these guys side by side, you're going to have to give the youth advantage, the size advantage, the height advantage to the younger guy. You have to give it to Archie Sharp. All of these things are facts. When we look at the pro rounds fought, the experience, the resume we aforementioned, the big fights under the bright lights, all of that is Maxi Hughes. He's walked the walk, he's talked the talk. Sharp knows that going into this. He just feels he has the answer for that aggressive southpaw style. Right now, I want to take a closer look at the Las Vegas odds. Guys, it's the beginning of the week, so I'm going to give you my prediction, my money line pick, but stay tuned to the channel. Friday morning in Sydney, Thursday evening in the US, I'll be giving you all of my method of victory picks as well as my prop bets. That's when the sportsbook will open up all of those betting options. It currently has Maxi Hughes at $1.26, meaning if you just pick him to win, you put 100 on him, you get your money back plus 26 bucks. The draw's 17-1. Right now, the money for Archie Sharp is $4.30, meaning you put 100 on him, you get your money back plus 330 bucks in return. He's over a 3-1 underdog at the beginning of the week. I'm interested to see how these odds shift, if it goes more money in Archie's favor or Maxi's favor. When I'm thinking about my prediction, when I'm thinking about where the money's at, I'm very confident that this is going to be another fight for Maxi Hughes to look great. I think the orthodox fighter, with what he's done in his career, it's been admirable, but I just don't think he's seen the problem or the pressure or that southpaw style, that aggression that Maxi is about to put on him. You mix that with the hometown crowd, along with Hughes' energy to still become a world champion, even though he's been a pro for so long. That is a tough mountain to climb for Archie Sharp. I'm going all in on Maxi Hughes. This is not an echo chamber. In the comment section below, guys, let me know how you see this fight going. Will it be the hometown boy Hughes, or will we see Archie Sharp going in there and upsetting the odds? What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny. In today's video, we're going to be going over the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning this weekend's main event in Doncaster, England, between world champion Terri Harper and the challenger Natalie Zimmermann. Guys, before I continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. If you haven't already, could you please remember to hit subscribe? A lot of you guys are watching my content and haven't done that yet. Also, like this video and go down to the bottom of your screen right now. Hit the bell notification button so you can be notified every time I put something out that's new. Let's get into this. All right, guys, another fun, exciting, action-packed week of boxing. There's events in Japan, Mexico, the US. There's an event in Scotland. This event takes us to Doncaster, England. When I talk to my friends who are getting into boxing and I tell them about British boxing, especially women's British boxing, I tell them, where else could you go in the world and find two ladies who could headline in a football stadium? That's exactly what this fight has on the table for us. It's Terri Harper, world champion at 135, taking on undefeated German fighter Natalie Zimmermann. So in this video, we're going to be going over both fighters' careers. We're going to talk a little bit about how they go about their business, what they've been up to. Also, stay tuned to the end of the video. I'll be going over the Las Vegas odds, and I'll be giving you my prediction on telling you where to put your money. All right, guys, the German undefeated fighter Natalie Zimmermann has the opportunity of a lifetime. She's 13-0, she's 42 years old, and this is her chance to be great. She got into boxing late. Women's boxing globally, from down here in Australia to the US to the UK, has exploded over the last few years. And a lot of women have taken advantage of this, and Zimmermann is one of them. She gets a chance to fight for a world title. She is ranked in the top 25 in the world at 135 pounds, but without a doubt, this will be her biggest step up in competition with her opponent, Terri Harper. Guys, if you are boxing fans, men aside, women aside, Terri Harper is a fighter. At 28 years old, she's fought everybody in multiple weight classes. Her only losses come at 145 pounds to a tough and brutal Sandy Ryan, 130 pounds to world champion Alicia Baumgartner. She also has a draw at 150 pounds. And she's coming off an impressive victory in which she won the belt against a formerly undefeated opponent, Rhiannon Dixon. So a lot of people are up and hype on Harper. I watched her fight against Baumgartner. She seemed like, I don't want to say the moment was too bright for her, she just seemed a bit on her back foot against Baumgartner, and it was almost like she never got going. Since then, she went on a little bit of a winning streak, then had that loss to Sandy Ryan, then had a draw, and then she's coming off a world title fight in which she became a champion. This will be her first defense. A football stadium in Doncaster. I mean, I can't say that enough in terms of what women's boxing, the fight fans, the sport of boxing is at globally, especially in the UK. The energy is going to be electric. We know that Maxi Hughes is fighting Archie Sharp. We covered that fight already. If you haven't watched my video breakdown analysis of that fight, do that now. It's tagged in this. Also, before we continue, in the comment section below, who wins that fight? Maxi Hughes or Sharp? Moving forward with this one, I want to let everybody know and remind everybody what's at stake this weekend in Doncaster. Guys, Terri Harper's first defense of her WBO lightweight crown will take place at her hometown's football stadium. The Ekow Stadium in Doncaster will be packed to the rafters with fight fans cheering Harper on as she locks horns with the undefeated Natalie Zimmermann. For Belter, which is her nickname, it's quite simply a dream come true. That's the only way I could describe it, she says. As a professional fighter in my career, I've experienced so much. This is really the cherry on top. I think it's every pro fighter's dream to headline a stadium in their hometown, and I've got that. I'm grateful to GBM, her promoter, and everyone at the Ekow for giving me this opportunity. I'm grateful that I get to go out and have my first defense of my world title in front of my home crowd and fans who have followed my career since the very beginning, through the highs and the lows. It's going to be a very special night for all involved. Dream come true or not, it's hard to shake the feeling the fight could be a precursor to something even bigger. The all-conquering Caroline Dubois, sister of imposing heavyweight Daniel Dynamite Dubois, has Harper firmly in her sights. Against the backdrop of a huge hometown show, talks regarding a unification battle between Harper and Dubois are ongoing. In an interview with Sky Sports earlier this year, Dubois defiantly said, "Terri's from England, I'm from England, It's a domestic showdown. It makes sense. I don't see why not. And I quote, "Fight me. You're going to get beat up, but you're going to get a big show, and you're going to get a good pay. It's going to make it all worthwhile." Despite all her front-footed aggression in the ring, Harper is a measured character, and while she has not shied away from discussing the prospect of a unification bout, she is maintaining sole focus on Zimmermann, and I quote, "She's an undefeated fighter. She's only fought out of Germany a couple times," Harper said. "It's going to be a pretty new experience for her. She's going to feel like she could come in and get the upset against me. She's got it all to gain and nothing to lose. I've got to make sure it's another career best performance on my end. I've got to go out there and make a statement with a win and show everyone else in this division I'm here to take over. I think it's my time now to show I'm not just here to make numbers up." Zimmermann's 13-0 record is not going to be sniffed at, and she's not exactly a green rookie looking to claim his scalp. A latecomer to the pro game, Zimmermann is 42 years old as she enters the Lions Den in Doncaster, England. The crowd will not exactly be on the German side. So guys, all in all, the undefeated German has the odds stacked up against her. But like we always talk about on this channel, you're only as good as your last fight, and a boxer gets into this sport to have big fights, and Zimmermann has this. It's the opportunity of a lifetime. It's now or never. Harper's going to have to expect Zimmermann's best performance. She's going to be ready. Right now, I want to take a closer look at the challenger, the undefeated 13-0, Natalie Zimmermann, and see what she's been up to in her career. Guys, the German's 13-0 with 3 knockouts. Out of 230 fighters in the world at 135 pounds, she's ranked number 22. She has a career 67 pro rounds fought and carries into the ring a 23% career knockout to win ratio. The German is 42 years old, standing at 5'6". She hails from Hamburg, Germany. We last saw her fight Devakora 2-3, points decision in the 10th. Moldavin 1-1, UD in the 6th. Kiss 16-17, UD in the 10th. Derikova 4-8, UD in the 8th. Libazuska 7-47, UD in the 6th. Guys, go to her box rec. It's no secret. Her competition is a little less to be desired. She hasn't been challenged. 13-0 record. The sport is still growing. You develop a 13-0 record in this division. Like I said, there's only 230, 135 pounders out there, females. So you're going to get an opportunity. Is she ready? Time will tell. Will it be too much for her? The football stadium. Terri Harper is world class. She is a fun fighter to watch, and Zimmermann has her hands full. So right now, let's take a closer look at the uphill battle Zimmermann has as she goes into Doncaster and faces Terri Harper. Guys, Harper is 15-2-2. She has 6 knockouts. Out of 230 lightweights in the world, she's ranked number 5. She's fought a total of 138 pro rounds, and she carries into the ring a 40% career knockout to win ratio. She is the WBO World Lightweight Champion. Her adoring fans know her as Belter, and the 28-year-old Brit is an orthodox fighter standing at 5'8" with a 65-inch reach. She resides in Denby, Maine, Yorkshire, United Kingdom. We last saw her fight Rhiannon Dixon, 10-0, UD in the 10th. Sandy Ryan, 6-1. She got stopped in the 4th. Breakis, 37-2. That was a majority draw in the 10th. Hobson, 21-4, UD in the 10th. Rankin, 12-5, UD in the 10th. So like I said, if you look at her box rec, you'll see her go up and down weight classes, putting her hand up to fight the best in the world. She hasn't always got the victories, but she's always in the fight. She has a fun style. She's going to be there to get hit, and she's a pressure-forward fighter. When I look at both of these fighters side by side, when I talk about experience, guys, I mean ring experience. I'm not talking about 42 versus 28 in years. I'm talking about the pro rounds fought, the world championship level opponents fought. All of that is on Terri Harper's side. The height is on her side. The reach is on her side. The championship level experience, the hometown crowd. And I'm going to say this right now, the skill set. Terri Harper is going to be a really tough out. Before I get to my prediction, what I want to do right now is let's take a closer look at those Las Vegas odds and see where they're at right now. Also, guys, stay tuned to the channel all week. I do lives every day talking about the odds. At the end of the week, I'll be giving you 3 bets to take. We've won 31 fights in a row on our parlay picks. I'm going to be giving you my moneyline parlay picks. I'm going to be giving you my lock of the week and the method of victory parlay. Right now, let's get our betting apps out and let's look at this money line. All right, guys, currently Terri Harper's $1.10, meaning you put $100 on her to win. You get your money back plus $10. The draw's 21-1. Natalie Zimmermann is an $8.25, meaning 100 gets you your money back plus $7.25. Look, Natalie Zimmermann is new to the game. With a lot of these female fighters, They don't have a lot of experience, don't have an amateur pedigree, so you see them on their front foot a lot. You see them leading with their head a lot. You see a lot of cuts. You see a lot of headbutts due to this style against Harper. She's going to be in way over her head. I fully expect Terri Harper to put on a show, put on a display for the home crowd. I think it's going to be electric in there. I fully expect Terri Harper to keep the belt. Our prop bets open up. If our sportsbook gives us a method of victory option, like I said, I'm leaning on a stoppage. Right now, I don't have those odds. So currently, we're just going to take the money line. Stay tuned to the channel at the end of the week, and we'll see if we get those options. Guys, this isn't an echo chamber. You don't have to agree with me in the comment section below. Maybe you're from Germany. Maybe you're a fan of Natalie Zimmermann. Maybe you see something different that I don't see. Do you see Zimmermann winning? Or are we going to hear and still on the side of Terri Harper? What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny. And in today's video, we're going to be going over the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning this weekend's world title fight at 126 pounds in Japan between the champion, Angelo, and the challenger, former champion, Tomoki Kameda. Guys, before I continue, I want to say thank you to all the new fans, all the new subscribers. I want to say thank you to everybody who's been tuning in since day one. If you haven't already, could you please hit subscribe? Also, like this video and go down to the bottom of the screen right now, hit the bell notification button so you can be notified every time I put something out that's new. Thank you. All right, guys, our boxing journey so far this week has taken us from the UK. We've gone over the Terri Harper world title fight in Doncaster. We've covered the Maxi Hughes versus Archie Sharp fight, and right now we land in Japan with a world title fight between the champion Leo and the challenger Kameda. Guys, this is an interesting matchup between a former champion and a newly minted champion. This will be Leo's first defense of a world title that he won back in August with a knockout of the year candidate, late round, 10th round, beautiful left hook knockout. This guy has a lot of energy and hype about him. They only have a few years of age difference between the two, but in terms of professional experience and rounds, Kameda seems like he's been boxing far longer. Kameda comes from a boxing family. His brothers are world champions. His father, when Kameda was 15 years old, had the wherewithal to move him to Mexico to learn the sport of boxing, the Mexican style. So Kameda's a guy who speaks fluent Spanish. His nickname is Mexicanito. So there's a lot of interesting storylines within this fight. With Kameda, you see an aggressive style on the front foot. Doesn't have knockout power, but he has a lot of knockouts. And with his opponent, the champion, Leo, he wouldn't be considered a puncher either. But as we saw in his last fight, he has pop that carries late as well. So in this video, we're going to be going over both guys' careers, both guys' resumes. We're going to talk a little bit about how they go about their business. Also, stay tuned to the end of the video. That's where I'll be giving you my prediction. We'll go over those Las Vegas odds, and I'll be telling you where to put your money. Right now, guys, I want to take a closer look at what's at stake this weekend in Japan and remind all the fans what to expect between Leo and Kameda. All right, guys, the IBF featherweight world champion Angelo, 25-1 with 12 knockouts, will make the first defense of his world title against Tomoki Kameda on May 24th, the Intex Osaka Arena in Osaka, Japan. Leo upset the odds when he captured the IBF title in August of late last year by knocking out heavily favored Luis Alberto Lopez in the 10th round. Kameda, only 33 years old, has been fighting in the pros for quite some time. As part of the famous Kameda brothers stable, he captured the WBO bantamweight title in 2013. He would later vacate that title. Kameda would challenge WBC super bantamweight champion Ray Vargas in 2019, but lost a 12-round unanimous decision. In his last fight back in August, Kameda avenged a prior loss when he won a 12-round decision over Larato Domini. But guys, this is an opportunity for the countryman Kameda to become a world champion again. He had a young upstart career. This guy was a superstar and is a superstar in Japan, but he had a lot of hype about him when he entered the pro ranks. He last was a world champion in 2019, so 6 years ago. So you know he is a hungry, seasoned veteran who wants a world title. He has a great opportunity with the champion coming into his homeland. He's going to have the crowd on his side. He's going to have the confidence on his side. We know that Angelo Leo has a lot of hype around him as well. The energy about his career, the trajectory. He's been being paired with huge names at 126. He gave an interview this week They were name dropping Inoue. If Inoue would move up to 26, before you can think about any future fights, you have to get past a very tough world champion in Kameda. Right now, I want to take a closer look at Kameda's career and see what he's been up to. Guys, Tomoki Kameda is 42-4 with 23 knockouts. Out of 1,812 featherweights in the world, he's ranked number 19. He's fought a total of 337 career pro rounds and carries into the ring a 55% career knockout to win ratio. His adoring fans know him as El Mexicanito, and the 33-year-old Japanese fighter is an orthodox style fighter standing at 5'7" with a 67-inch reach. He resides in Osaka, Japan. We last saw him fight Lorato Delmini 20-2, won a split in the 12th. Villanueva 22-5, stopped him in the 5th. Delmini 19-2, he lost the split in the 12th. Castillo 30-4, stopped him in the 5th. Encarnacion 19-3, stopped him in the 4th. So the thing about Kameda is he does have power, not necessarily one-punch knockout power, but similar to his opponent, it's volume. He's going to be a pressure forward fighter. This fight, if you guys haven't seen either one of these guys fight before, fight fans, expect it to happen in the phone booth the entire time. Who's going to come out top is going to be the one who's going to make the most of their opponent's mistakes in that firefight. It's going to be interesting to see who takes the center first and sets the tone of the fight first, because from the opening bell, this one's going to be electric. Right now, let's take a closer look at the champion, Angelo Leo. Guys, Leo's 25-1 with 12 knockouts. Out of 1,812 featherweights in the world, he's ranked number 3. He's fought a total of 165 pro rounds and carries into the ring a 48% career knockout to win ratio. He is the IBF World Featherweight Champion. His adoring fans know him as El Chinito, and the American's a 31-year-old orthodox fighter standing at 5'6" with a 68-inch reach. We last saw him fight Luis Alberto Lopez, 30-2, stopped him in the 10th. Baez, 23-5, UD in the 10th. Planea, 29-3, stopped him in the 3rd. Polanco, 20-4, stopped him in the 9th. So like I said, he doesn't have a huge knockout to win ratio, but he's learning to sit down on his punches. 3 out of his last 4 victories are by stoppages. He became a world champion in a fight last fall where he was the underdog and won by 10th round knockout. That knockout went viral. You can't speak it enough how important it is for a fighter to fight confidently. That being such a guy who becomes a world champion, defending it for the first time. He feels going to Japan isn't going to be a problem for him. He has sparred Kameda in the past. They've spoken about it on record. He didn't say how those sparring rounds went. All he said is that they happened a long time ago. When I put these guys side by side, you have to give the ring experience, the round experience to Kameda. He's also going to be the bigger guy, the taller guy. The things that you can't put on paper that you guys don't see listed is the confidence issue, the world champion brush, the way you walk when you have the belt around your waist, and the way you fight when you don't want to lose a belt. All that aside, you'd have to think you have a guy who has the belt versus a guy who wants his belt, and that's going to be the narrative. They're both pressure forward fighters. Like I said, the fight's going to happen really close. It's going to be hard to score a lot of rounds, and I think the winner of this fight is going to be the guy who makes the other guy pay in the close exchanges. They're going to be punching together. They're not going to be jabbing their way to get in. They're going to use their movement, their feet, their head feints to get in, and it's just going to be a firefight. It's going to come down to decision-making, durability, and pretty much a refusal to lose. We're going to see a lot of heart, grit, and each fighter will be tested. Right now, I want to take a closer look at the Las Vegas odds. Guys, it's only Tuesday here in Australia. It's Monday to you Americans. Stay tuned to the channel to the end of the week. I'll be giving you my method of victory bets. I'm going to be giving you my prop of the week, as well as my long parlay. Right now on this video, we're only going to do the money line. Let's see where those odds are. Guys, currently on the money line, Angelo Leo is $1.23, meaning you put $100 on him, you get your money back plus $23. The draw is 16-1. Tomoki Kameda is a $4.75. 100 on him, you get your money back plus $375. So guys, Kameda is close to a 4-1 underdog. Some people were surprised by those odds. You figure he's a hometown guy, former world champion. He has the more ring experience. They're almost the same age. You just got to think boxing is a hard, grueling sport. I feel a lot of those odds have to do with what Kameda's career has looked like, how many rounds he's fought, have we seen the best of him, is he in the twilight of his career versus a guy who just became a world champion, doesn't have as many pro rounds, is he just peaking at the right moment? And I have to agree with those odds. Right now I'm going to pick my money line. I think we're going to here, and still I expect Angelo Leo to piggyback off of that experience and that electrifying knockout last August and continue his momentum on becoming a superstar at 126 pounds. Guys, you do not have to agree with me. In the comment section below, Let me know, are we gonna hear and still or and new? And if you haven't... What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and in today's video we're gonna be going over the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning this weekend's fight in Glasgow, Scotland between Nathaniel Collins and Lee McGregor.
He's sharp, he's solid, and he will...
Guys, before I continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. If you haven't already, could you please remember to hit subscribe? Also, like this video and go down to the bottom of your screen right now. Hit the bell notification button so you can be notified every time I put something out that's new. Thank you. All right, guys, our trip around the world covering boxing this week has taken us to Scotland. Over this past week, we've covered the fights in Doncaster, England. We've covered the fights going down in Japan. And today we're featuring the co-main event on the Josh Taylor Essuman card, an all-Scotland affair. Very exciting matchup at 126 pounds between the undefeated Nathaniel Collins and the one-loss Lee McGregor. When I announced this fight on our channel, a lot of people were excited. A lot of people are torn where they're putting their money. So in this video, we're gonna break down both fighters' careers. We're gonna talk a little bit about how they go about their business, and stay tuned to the end of the video. I'll be going over the Las Vegas odds as well as giving you my prediction. Guys, this is one of those fights where true boxing fans will be tuning in. It could easily be the main event on any card. An all-Scottish affair. It's in Glasgow, and the energy in the Hydro is going to be electric. These two guys, Collins and McGregor, they know each other. They're both from the same country. They fought before in the amateurs, which seems like a lifetime ago. Now they're both two professionals vying to become a world champion in a very stacked 126-pound division. This definitely is a fight that will propel the winner to massive fights and potentially world title opportunities. When you think about Lee McGregor, this is a guy who's fought up in weight classes before. He's fought down before. This fight is at 126 pounds. He's recently taken fights at 135 pounds. Physically, he's going to be the naturally bigger guy. He has one loss. That came to a tough Eric Robles Ayala. He lost the decision in that fight. He feels that blemish is way past him. He's been on a winning streak since. The Orthodox fighter is a fun guy to watch. He's tough as nails. He's going to be in your face the entire time. And this is what makes this matchup so intriguing. With Nathaniel Collins, he's undefeated. He's a southpaw. Everything that McGregor does, Collins claims that he does a little bit better. He's never been defeated before. I should also mention, though, he has overcome life-threatening surgery in the past to his bowel. He's recovered since then. He's fought since then. It's always something to think about whenever you have a fighter who's had such invasive surgeries, especially to an area in boxing where it can be a target for an opponent. When you see the weigh-ins, when you see him with his shirt off, you can see the scar. Both guys are going to be tough as nails. They're going to be feeding off the energy of the crowd, and it's that traditional Orthodox versus Southpaw matchup. They're both going to be trying to vie for that lead foot position and set up their backhands. The fight's going to be taking place in a phone booth. There's going to be a lot of rounds that are going to be really tough to score, so don't blink on this one. Right now, I want to remind everybody what's at stake in Glasgow, Scotland this weekend. As Josh Taylor has been flying the flag of Scottish boxing for a long time, but with the Tartan Tornado now in the twilight of his career, Lee McGregor and Nathaniel Collins are vying to pick up the baton. The pair meet in a highly anticipated all-Scottish featherweight contest on the undercard of Taylor's fight against England's Ekow Essuman in Glasgow's Hydro on May 24th. Both fighters are talented, hungry, and have had to overcome significant challenges to get to this stage. Now it is fork in the road time for both men. For the winner, the road opens up to kick on for the next level and challenges for world title honors, world title eliminator fights, and for the loser, that opportunity may never come around again. McGregor told BBC Scotland, "Myself and Nathaniel's name were always getting mentioned to be the next one coming through after Josh decides to call it a day." And I quote, "We're the next in line to keep flying the flag for Scotland, and we're now fighting each other. The winner of this fight will sort of be leading the pack of Scottish boxing once Josh decides enough is enough for him. It's a massive fight. It's been brewing for a few years. When you get opportunities like this, you can't turn them down," end quote. McGregor is coming off the highest profile win of his career, a points victory over Isaac Lowe in Riyadh in December on the undercard of the Tyson Fury vs. Usyk rematch. That win breathed new life into a career that had stalled after a promising start, and for reasons beyond anything that has happened in the ring, Collins has also found himself having to rebuild. McGregor's fellow 28-year-old explained, and I quote, "I won the British title, signed with Queensberry, and I was on a great run, beating all domestic opponents. My last fight, I won the European silver title, which had me mandatory for the European. I ended up having a twisted bowel, which just kind of came out of nowhere a week after I fought, so that put my career on pause for about 10 to 11 months. It's been a bit of a wild ride the last year or so because I recovered from the surgery. I got surgery on my nose. I just seem to have been through a bit through the wars I've had, but I think that's made me more resilient. Coming into this big 50-50 fight, I look across the ring at Lee McGregor and I think, you can't do anything to me, I've already been through myself. He and McGregor are almost mirror images in situations Collins suggested. Lee's got a little girl, his family to provide for. I got a little girl, my family to provide for, he added. Both had big setbacks. We've both come through the other end of it. We've shared countless trips and rooms with Team Scotland. We've sparred hundreds of rounds in the gym. We're both at the same stage in the career where this fight can propel one another to the next level. The mutual respect and friendship between the fighters is clear, but the rivalry between Edinburgh fighter and McGregor and Glasgow's Collins and what's at stake for both men make this one of the most intriguing domestic fights in years for Scottish boxing fans. And guys, not just for Scottish boxing fans, I announced this fight on the channel a couple days ago, and from all the comments, a lot of people have their eyes on this fight. True boxing fans knows what's at stake. They know what a victory at 126 pounds means to both guys. It puts them in line for guys like Nick Ball. You got other champions. You got big high-profile fights. Shushu Carrington's there, and anything is possible in this division. And coming out with the victor, each guy is going to propel themselves to huge opportunities. Right now, I want to take a closer look at the career of Lee McGregor and see what he's been up to. Guys, McGregor's 15-1-1 with 11 knockouts. Out of 1,814 featherweights in the world, he's ranked 42. He's fought a career 102 pro rounds and carries into the ring a 73% career knockout to win ratio. His adoring fans call him Lightning, and the 28-year-old is an orthodox fighter standing at 5'7". He resides from Edinburgh, Scotland, United Kingdom. We last saw him fight Isaac Lowe, 25-2, UD in the 10th. Polo, 6-3, stopped him in the 3rd. Moya, 15-5, stopped him in the 2nd. Ayala, 13-1, he lost the decision in the 12th. Kabor, 29-7, won a points decision in the 8th. So over his last 5 fights, he's won a few. He had a draw. He lost that fight against Robles. He's fought in multiple divisions. He feels coming back down to 126. We're going to see the best version of Lee McGregor. A lot of people are high on McGregor. I think going into this fight, he's going to be the thicker guy and he's going to have the power advantage. It's going to come down to, will he be able to set Collins up and catch him with his backhand? Will he be able to avoid the volume of Collins and do what he wants to do and execute his game plan? Only time will tell. Right now, let's take a closer look at his opponent, Nathaniel Collins. Guys, Collins is 16-0 with 7 knockouts. Out of 1,814 featherweights in the world, he's ranked number 30. He's fought a total of 101 pro rounds and carries into the ring a 44% career knockout to win ratio. His adoring fans know him as the Nightmare. The 28-year-old is a southpaw standing at 5'6", and he resides at Bearsden, Scotland, United Kingdom. We last saw him fight Martinez 8-26, points decision in the 8th. Grandelli 18-2, won a UD in the 12th. Zach Miller 13-0, won a majority decision in the 12th. Raza Hamza 17-1, stopped him in the 1st. Beach Jr. 15-3, stopped him in the 7th. When you're watching film study on Nathaniel Collins, you're going to see a very slick southpaw. You're going to see a very fast southpaw. He's going to want to get inside the pocket. He's going to want to volume you. He's going to want to pressure you. He's going to want to bully you, and he's going to take control of the fight with his tempo. The reason why this fight is so intriguing because they're both from Scotland. Everything that's on the line with these guys, I already talked about. You can't say it enough how much and what each one is fighting for. They're not only fighting for their records, their careers, their families, they're fighting for Scotland. And that hydroelectricity, especially on the undercard of a Josh Taylor fight, if you know anything about him and what he means to Scottish boxing, it's going to be wild in there. This is going to be a fight you're not going to want to miss. When I look at these guys side by side, Lee McGregor is going to be the bigger guy. He's going to have more power. He's had more pro rounds just by a little bit. When you think about the other things that aren't listed that I got to side with Nathaniel Collins, I think he's going to have the speed advantage. I think he has better reflexes. I think he has the better feet. So it's really going to come down to who's going to be able to set their strengths up versus their opponent. Now, before I give you my prediction, I want to take a little bit of look at those Las Vegas odds. Also, guys, I'm going to give you my money line prediction. Stay tuned to the channel at the end of the week. I'm going to be giving you my method of victory bets, not only on this fight, but all the fights I've covered on the channel throughout the week. All right, guys, as we pull out our betting apps currently down here in Australia. The app I use is called Sportsbet. The money line currently has Nathaniel Collins as a slight favorite. He's $1.51, meaning you put 100 on Collins, you get 51 back. The draw is 16-1. Lee McGregor is a 280, meaning you put 100 on him, you get your money back plus 180. Now, a lot of people are kind of shocked at those odds. I think this is a 50-50 fight. I know a lot of people on the channel, the people I've been watching on YouTube, are picking Lee McGregor to win based on his size and his power. When I'm thinking about where I'm going to with my money, I am going to side with the odds. I like Nathaniel Collins in this fight. I think everything what is presented with the problem he's going to have to solve with McGregor, I think he's going to be able to figure that out quickly. I think his speed is going to be too much. I think his pace is going to be too much, and his output is going to be too much. He knows how to win rounds, but he's also going to be there for a dog fight. Like I said earlier, a lot of these rounds are going to be hard to score, and it's going to be a fun and exciting fight. You don't have to agree with me. At the end of the day, are we going to see Nathaniel Collins with his hand raised or Lee McGregor? Let me know in the comment section below. What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and in today's video, we'll be going over the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning this weekend's fight at 147 pounds in Scotland between Josh Taylor and Ekow Essuman.
Half got through, you can see that it ricocheted off the glove. Oh, big shot swinging in the same.
Guys, before I continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. If you haven't already, could you please hit subscribe? Could you also like this video, as well as go to the bottom of your screen right now and find that bell notification button. Click that so you can be notified every time I put something out that's new. All right, guys, it's been a busy fight week. We've covered fights all over the world, from Doncaster, England to Osaka, Japan. Today, we're featuring the main event in Glasgow between Scotland's son, Josh Taylor, and the upstart Brit Ekow Essuman. Guys, this is a fight that has a lot of people watching. The eyes of the boxing world will be on this main event. There's so many questions to ask. So in this video, I'm going to be going over both fighters' careers. We're going to talk about how they go about their business, what they've been up to with their resumes, as well as stay tuned to the end of the video, because I'll be going over the Las Vegas odds and be giving you my prediction on where to put your money. Let's get into this. All right, guys, Ekow Essuman has the opportunity of a lifetime to prove to himself and the boxing world that he belongs at the upper echelon of fighters at 147 pounds. He travels into Scotland to take on former undisputed world champion Josh Taylor. Essuman only has one loss, guys. That came to Harry Scarf a few years ago. Since then, he's gotten back on the winning track and hasn't lost since. He's an orthodox fighter who's going to be coming forward. He's going to want to get in Josh's face, in his grill, and bring the fight to him. Essuman doesn't have one-punch knockout power, but he's strong. He has enough in his arsenal to get his opponent's respect, and he likes to control the tempo of the fight. That's what makes it so intriguing. When you look at Taylor, we know what he brings to the table. He's a southpaw. We know he's never fought at 147 before, and when people think about Taylor, when you think about what he's been at his best, and this is what a lot of the experts say, that Taylor at his best versus Essuman, you can't put the two in the same ring. But we know Josh Taylor, he's not undefeated. He's had mixed results as of late. He's coming off 2 losses, and if you take into consideration the first Catterall fight in which he won a split decision, everybody that I've spoken to said that he lost that fight. Then he lost to Teo, and then he lost to Jack again. You can honestly say and make a debate for it that we haven't seen Josh Taylor get a victory in 4 years. And when you think about him when at his best, a lot of people refer and go back to that Regis fight. That was in 2019. That was 6 years ago. So with all that said, that's what brings this intrigue. What Josh Taylor are we going to get? How much does he still have left in the tank? Will we see that gritty southpaw with the high guard, snapping that jab, controlling the center of the ring, and working his boxing at range, fighting inside as well? Or will we see a wilt to Josh Taylor? If you listen to the media this week, Essuman was talking about that he doesn't want to be there. He said that Josh Taylor is done, and he's going in there to stop Josh Taylor. On the other side, Taylor says this is new life. This new division is going to bring a new version of him. He feels that he has the goods to be a world champion at 47, and he thinks with a win over Essuman, it'll propel him back into the title conversation. Right now, I want to take a closer look at Ekow Essuman and see what he's been up to in his career. As Essuman's 21-1 with 8 knockouts out of 2,526 welterweights in the world. He's ranked number 69. He has fought a career total of 163 rounds, and he carries into the ring a 38% career knockout to win ratio. His adoring fans know him as the Engine. And the 36-year-old Brit's an orthodox fighter standing at 5'10". He was born in Botswana. He resides in Nottingham, United Kingdom. We last saw him fight Ben Vaughn, 10-0, majority decision in the 10th. Owen Cooper, 10-0, stoppage in the 10th. Harry Scarf, 12-2, lost the decision in the 12th. Congo, 14-1, majority decision in the 12th. Antwi, 14-1, UD in the 12th. Guys, the reason what makes boxing so intriguing, specifically this matchup, is that when you think about opponents and you think about matchups, one guy is world class. We know Taylor, his resume, world class. Essuman isn't there. He's never been there, but he feels at 36 years old, it's now or never. His naysayers will say, well, he lost to a guy like Harry Scarf, who isn't a world-class fighter. How is he going to compete against a guy like Josh Taylor, who is? Now, that was years ago. The version of Taylor that people are comparing Essuman to was years ago. So you never know. And what Essuman's going to want to do is get Taylor's respect early. He's going to want to set the tone early. I should also mention, though, this is a 10-round fight, not a 12-round fight, which means that Essuman has to get to work as soon as the fight starts and limit Taylor from taking early rounds. Right now, let's take a closer look at the Scot and see what he's been up to. Guys, Josh is 19-2 with 13 knockouts out of 2,525 welterweights in the world. He's ranked number 19. He's fought a career total of 139 pro rounds, and he carries into the ring a 68% career knockout to win ratio. His adoring fans know him as the Tartan Tornado, and the 34-year-old is a 5'10" southpaw with a 69-inch reach. He resides in Scotland, United Kingdom. We last saw him fight Jack Catterall, 28-1, lost the decision in the 12th. Lopez, 18-1, lost the decision in the 12th. Catterall won a split in the 12th. Ramirez, 26-0, won a decision in the 12th. Kong Song, 16-0, stopped him in the first. Guys, if we go back to that 2021 fight against Jose Ramirez, this is the fight where a lot of people are saying that because the damage that Taylor took, even though he won the fight, he started degrading there. We know since that fight, he beat Catterall on paper, but he wasn't the same in that first fight. A lot of people gave Jack the first one. And then against Teo, he looked drained. He said he wasn't 100%, didn't look like himself. Teo outboxed him. And then against Jack the second time, Catterall won a convincing decision in that fight. When Taylor's at his best, he's moving, he has angles, he's long. Looking at his resume, he doesn't fare too well against movers. You have to categorize Catterall and Teo in that category. Teo's one of the most athletic guys in boxing. So when you think about Taylor and his opponent Essuman, Essuman is not Teofimo Lopez, Essuman is not Catterall regarding movement patterns. Essuman will be there to get hit. So I think a lot of this fight is going to come down to the decision making of when Essuman wants to fight. I think Josh Taylor is going to want to use his skill set and his timing to outbox him. And then in the boxing exchanges, if we had to differentiate brawling and fighting versus boxing, I think Taylor wins both of those based on his skill set and his world-class acumen and his fight IQ in the ring. This is why it's tough to bet against Josh Taylor, in my opinion. When I look at these guys side by side, Essuman's going to be the bigger guy. He's fought at 47. This is Taylor's first fight at 47, but he's not going to be the taller guy. You know, Josh Taylor was a huge 140. They stand about the same height. They have about the same reach. And then a lot of people are saying Josh is old. He's actually 2 years younger than Essuman. All that considered, it's hard for me to even give the power advantage to Essuman, but I really can't side with Josh with the power because we don't know if that power is going to carry from 40 to 47. And as of late, we really haven't seen that power show up in the ring. Right now, I want to take a closer look at the Las Vegas odds. Guys, the book I use down here on Australia is called Sports Bet. Stay tuned to the channel for tomorrow. I'll be doing my live stream and give you my method of victory and outcome bets. Just for now, I'm going to be giving you my money line prediction on who's going to win this fight. All right, guys, currently the money line has Josh Taylor at $1.36, meaning you put $100 on him, you get 36 back. The draw's 16-1. Ekow Essuman's at $3.50, meaning that 100 on him for him to just win, you get your money back plus 250. So he's not quite a 3-1 underdog. When I'm thinking about my prediction, guys, this is not a gimme. This is not a easy fight to pick. Essuman could win this fight. Essuman could go into Scotland and upset the crowd and upset Josh Taylor. And you'd have to think, if Taylor lays an egg and Essuman beats him, you got to think Taylor retires. It's his farewell party in his home country. Now, is he doing that to retire, or is he doing this as a rebirth like he says? So in my opinion, I think with the crowd in Glasgow, I think with him moving up to 47, showing people what he looks like in this new division, having the energy of the Hydro behind him, his whole country representing him, I think he's a world above Ekow Essuman on fight night. I think he outclasses him, and I'm pretty comfortable putting my money on Josh Taylor to beat Ekow Essuman. You guys don't have to agree with me in the comment section below. Let me know how you see this one going, Taylor or Essuman.